the Balkans, Europe's last untamed frontier. Here freedom has its price, rugged mountain passes, paths as faint as the wind, and heat that crushes your breath. A journey beyond civilization's safety nets, a ride straight into the heart of this wild, wild land. And this is the story of two lone souls carving their way through it. Hello my adventure friends, it is time. I'm ready and the beautiful bike is ready, and we are embarking on our journey of 2025. Each year we're doing a big trip, and this year now it's time to hit the ferry to Albania and then go into Kosovo, where we are going to explore the wild, wild side of Europe. And so I'm so excited to get back on the bike again, talk to you guys again, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And without further ado, let's go! Good morning, it is already actually day 2 because we left yesterday. So we have just had breakfast in our highway hotel, I would say. And so today we have another 5 hours until Ancona. So as I said, it's gonna be highway riding. So keep in mind, if you take a ferry to a place, you need to have a lot of time before you actually go there or can check in. So make sure to leave early and not get into stress. So we're happy that we have some spare time, but now it's time to hit the highway. Was geht denn from the bike?
The boarding card.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Which channel?
Vamos a decir que una en Lura y las tres de salario.
Ja, dat is wirklich arg. We are
chased by pirates.
Welcome to Albania, and that being said, welcome to a main road. This is, my dear friends, how main roads in Albania look like. So we just started our adventure today a bit slow. We were at a cafe before and we greeted the right way, the Albanian way. We paid €3 for 2 espresso, 1 water, 1 lemon soda, and they also brought us some fruit for €3. It's crazy. And everyone is so friendly, and now we're ready to get on the first trail of the first day. Hopefully not break too many things on the first day already. And then we actually hope that we can spend the night at a place where we have been 2 years ago. They were so friendly, and we told them we're coming by again, and they said, yeah, we have room, so let's see. If you want to travel to Albania with your bike and go a bit off the beaten path, just be aware. Be aware, because there are gonna be some places where you might want to turn around before it's too late. Like here. It just stops. You don't want to miss this drone shot that's coming up. So we have been riding these kind of roads today, but you can see here I actually laid my bike down because it is so slippery in those loose gravelly stones, but at least the views are nice. We have approximately 30 kilometers left to our Airbnb or the hotel, whatever. And we actually saw one guy with a racing bicycle on this kind of trail. And so that's the thing I said before about main roads on Albania, that they look like this, and probably this dude meant, well, it's just a little section of not paved road, but now he probably is not so happy about his choice. We are though. The new GS of Nico is holding up well, and I just still have problems with my side stand. Husqvarna has a big problem, or just my Husqvarna, because every time there's big bumps, my side stand is going up and down and up and down, and then the engine stops working. So I need to figure out a plan for this. Up and down and up and down. It's already the morning of day 2. I hadn't had any time yesterday to talk to you guys because there was going on so much. We were riding off-road, and then we came to this place where we are right now. I flip the camera again. It's called Pristina Celicu, and it's maybe a 4-hour off-road ride from Dures, where we arrived with the ferry. And so it's just the perfect first stop for the day. And it's absolutely beautiful. We have been here 2 years ago already, as I said. And for me, that's kind of like, you know, it's just, it's so harmonic here and so nice. And the people, the hosts are so nice. Actually, yesterday, the one host, he invited us to come with his 4Runner. That's his old 4Runner here. And he couldn't speak any English, so it was all Albanian, and we don't speak Albanian. And he took us to get the chicken safe for the night, and then he took us to his, I guess, his standard cafe or bar where he goes, and we drank a beer with him, and also his friends came, and one of his friends was even a general in the Kosovo war. And so it's crazy to also see how young the history of Albania is, and there's so much to explore, while the cities are very old. Some are even older than the birth of Christ, and then the war was so few years ago, so it's very, very interesting also to listen to all the stories. And so now we're chilling here, having some nice breakfast, and then we're heading to Lura National Park. It's gonna be heavy off-road. Only in Albania.
Like this? Okay.
Aluminum. Okay. Good. There's a low surgeon. Oh boys and girls, this is the way we came down. No way at all. We just rode through the field, because at some point the road was, or the track was so weird and gnarly, so we decided to take things in our own hands and carve our own paths. Yeah, so this is the view. Awesome as always, and also up here there's a slight breeze and it's not so hot like down below in the valley, but it's already, let me check, almost 2:30 in the afternoon, and Lura National Park is really tough, and we already rode really tough trails, and so we think we're gonna for today look for an accommodation, and then tomorrow with fresh energy hit Lura. But because today it was unexpectedly hard. The bikes have had their fair share of beating, but so far they both hold up pretty good. Of course, the F900GS is a splendid choice for these kind of things. I just have a bit of short legs. It's kind of a problem for me on those kind of, in this kind of environment, and also my side stand is still not functional. Oh well. We are back in our hotel room. 50 bucks got us this beautiful bed and breakfast for tomorrow. And so today we didn't quite finish what we planned to do, but it's okay because we have enough time. And you know, those experiences that we had on the lakes that we went, it's just so unique. And it's crazy that dude that lived there that I showed, or you probably see now maybe in clips or with the photo, his name was Illyria, and he's from northern Greece, I think, and he camps all summer long on the lake, and it's his little campsite, and it just felt so surreal. And he actually offered us 4 beer, 2 Red Bulls. He made us some lunch or leftovers that he had, and he didn't want any money for it. He held high on his word and said no, he doesn't take any money for it. And it's just crazy to see that he was very poor probably, and he still, you know, didn't want any money from us. He insisted on not getting any money. And so it's crazy to see just oftentimes how the poorest people are the kindest or the most generous people. And that is so fascinating in this country in general. Like, people always invite you and have you and accommodate you. And we really enjoy that. And so tomorrow we are actually gonna go to Lura. So heavy off-roading tomorrow again. That's why we need a good fair bit of good sleep, and we see you tomorrow. Dear Lord! Lura, oh Lura, we missed you. National Park Lura or Lura, we never know exactly. Here's Nico. Nico is gonna go over a regular Lura road now. Fall him in there. He's a professional. Oh, let's see. This is pretty sketchy. It goes down about 2 meters, but he does it with ease. As always, he's a professional. Wait. Okay, now it's my turn with the mighty Norden.
Das hat nicht so gut funktioniert. Der Fokus war irgendwo im Himmel und am Boden.
We are currently assessing which way we have to go, because we remember 2 years ago when we were here, we had to go through the riverbed here. Maybe you can see it if I lower the camera. The problem is that the stones are pretty big, and so this also is a risk when you tip the bike over, because with the sharp stones and the very uneven surface, there's a big chance that you get a hole in your fuel tank, radiator, or whatever. So we are currently checking out which way to take. It's gonna be a hard sequence no matter where we go. So someone told us that there was a wildfire 3 weeks ago here. It kind of looks like that, but up there is still smoke. Try to get the drone up and see if you can see some fires going on actually. Taking a lunch stop here. You go swimming too?
Yeah.
Is it nice? Okay.
Yes.
Solitude.
So ein fettes
So we arrived at our hotel for the night. It's called Hotel Lura, and there's a story behind this hotel because 2 years ago when we were here, my Africa Twin had a flat tire in the middle of the Lura National Park, and they came to rescue back then. Oh no, sorry. With this vehicle here, and they picked up my Africa Twin and they rode us down here, and so we had to pay a visit again. We were in contact with Daniel from the Hotel Lura all the time, and he was so excited to see us again. And so if you come to Lura, you have to check out Hotel Lura. It's the best here. And so yeah, we're gonna have dinner tonight here, and then tomorrow we decided to not go more north but leave that for the rest, and so tomorrow we would head to Kosovo already, which is exciting. Nothing better than a quick break from the gravel roads and taking a swim. We are currently on the way to Kukesh. We had nice breakfast and already a rakia, as we got offered one. And now we're taking a dip and then we ride on. It's a bit dark. That's better. We are now at the border of Kosovo and we'll enter Kosovo, and then we're gonna hit a little off-road trail before we hit our hotel. Würde sagen, Yves.
Es sind etwa 400 Meter bis zum, oder 500 Meter bis zum Weg.
Eben. Wir sagen geradeaus. So we wanted to try something different because the road was a bit boring, the gravel road. So we took a turn into the forest. Now we're a bit lost. This is where the way ended. And now we have to check by foot how we get back on the main gravel road. Welcome to Kosovo. Sad story. I think the main gravel road is back up there, and we could drag the bikes below the tree, but it's a steep hill climb and we're not 100% positive that the road is up there. So probably decide to go back. Might lose some time, but it would have been a cool detour. Like also for the GPX track, that would have been a fun little loop. But yeah, that's why we go and try out. Sometimes we're lucky, sometimes we're not. Good morning already, 10:30. We leave a bit late today because I had a business meeting. But yesterday we found this hotel. Here it's called La Ruota, and we paid 60 euros for a very big and luxurious room and also breakfast. We also had dinner here last night, and we tried to sleep, but there was an Albanian or a Kosovan wedding, and so there were like 250 people in this room, and they were dancing and partying as they do here in the Balkan, so we didn't get a lot of sleep. But the bikes are ready, and we actually decided to even spend one more night in this hotel because the hotels are a bit scarce here, a bit rare here in Kosovo. And so we stay here one more night, and we are gonna do a loop in the south. Apparently there's also a ski resort, and so we hope we can ride some ski slopes. That means we can travel light, but we still take more or less all the luggage with us, because honestly those Enduristan bags, once they're up, they are pretty tight, pretty neat, and they don't really disturb us so much. That's a big plus. And that being said, I guess we're gonna hit the trails. We lost our drone. We were flying in this valley and Nico was flying here to follow me, and at some point just the signal crashed out. But it's so weird because normally they fly back to and it did update the home point. But we don't know if maybe, the ridge is just too high, and that's why it just went to 80 meters and was still in the forest and then crashed there. But we had so many great drone footages. Oh boy. How did you find it? Oh my god. Look at this forest, look how steep it is. And we found the drone. And even the chances of it falling down is already horrendous, and then us seeing it there. Oh my god. Okay, so the drone is intact. We found the culprit of this whole thing. We thought we lost signal, but there I go. I mean, it looks enough high, to be honest. Wait for it. It's worth it. Oh. And look how long she crashed down. And she's just fine. That's insane. So glad we found it again. So I just followed this dude with his KTM up there, parked it up there. And so apparently this is the freshest water you can drink here, and he just thought he's gonna show us this spring here. Cowboys! And I just torn my leg because I almost crashed, and then I stabilized with the foot my bike, and it hurt from the sound. Like I twisted a ligament in my leg, but in the left leg I already snapped all of them. So I think it's okay, but it hurts like crazy. But it's beautiful up here. It wouldn't be an adventure video if I wouldn't share with you guys what I'm wearing and how we are transporting our luggage. So this is a gear review, and we start off with the clothing as always. Put the backpack to the side. You can come closer now. Okay, so we are wearing cloth-wise everything from health, biker fashion, and this is a fully mesh suit. We had the pants already 2 years ago in the Balkan, and now this is their new jacket. It's almost like a vest, and the cool thing about it is completely wind flowy, like airflow to the max. And since it is a jacket and it has the back protector in it, you don't need anything else except putting this on and you're protected and you have maximum airflow. The only downside to this combination is that you have very little pockets. So we only have this pocket right here where we store our passport and the most important documents, and then here on the pants you only have small pockets on the side, and so this is the only downside. Very few pockets for an adventure. If we go along to the bike, you can see the neck mount for my Insta360 X5. I think that's the best POV, and hopefully you enjoyed the POV clips in the video. Then if we come to luggage, everything from Luggage is Enduristan, of course. They make some hardcore adventure off-road stuff. This one is the Hurricane backpack. It has a lot of space inside. For example, from a big camera, I swapped it to here because the vibrations is just too much. And it also has a 3-liter hydration bladder with a quick access, and this is just lifesaver. It's so hot here. I drink at least one of these bladders a day. So 3 liters on the go, especially if you're nowhere like here, that's a game changer. Okay, then back here we have the new Blizzard 2.35. The cool thing about this is that they made right here, they have like a system where if you come to a rock or something and you crash here, it's gonna release the whole system, and you can change the bracket which breaks on purpose, so that if you have a crash or something, you can always use your bags. They also put out the new Sidekick 01, and these little things are pretty nice. We have our air compressor in here. Other side, we have the toolbox in there. And so if you open them, you can see how you open them. It's very easy. Quick access. You can also store more stuff here. So here, and everything stays dry and comfortable as always with Enduristan in here. So you have 35 liters in one of these bags. Then if we come to the side, on top, the pannier topper large is just the best thing for me, especially if you want to film a lot or have stuff that you need quick access. This thing is perfect, really. Like, it has a lot of space. I've got my drone in here, my pants, my swimming pants, photo of my girlfriend of course, and also here more pouches to store stuff securely. Even though we're traveling in a dry environment, it's always nice to know that things stay dry, even if it would rain at some point. Same goes for the other side. And then we also have the handlebar pouch from Enduristan. Very nice if you ride highways, for example in Italy, and you need the toll ticket. You can put it in here, credit card, whatever you need. Tire pressure checking, gauge, always nice. And then here we have the mount from Peak Design. You just snap it on there, it holds, you take it off, take a video, everything's smooth. Also, lastly, now let's see if the camera comes to me. I rock the Aura as always with the new Raven goggles, and I like the Raven goggles a lot. They provide good security and they clean very nice. And also of course Packtalk Cardo Edge, which is always with me. I'm a music geek, so I always listen to music when I ride those beautiful trails. That would be about it, and I hope you enjoyed this section.
I use original Pringles. They are really the best in these elements.
I'm surprised.
Yes, please sponsor us, Pringles.
a viewpoint on TED section 9 of Kosovo. This is incredible. The view is absolutely insane. Oh wow. 2,300 meters high. This is why we do it. This is why we take all the discomfort over us and let it form us. But this is exactly why. Freedom, baby! Like a tidal wave. Like a tidal wave. Like a monster's drawn to a flame. Like a tidal wave. Section 3 of TED Kosovo is nice from the views, but the road is pretty tough. Oh, I don't know if you can see it. The stones. Okay, I think that's a good angle so we can get an idea on how it looks. And this is all the way up. And especially here, the track is very narrow and there's a lot of just rocky sides. And so we are very glad that we have the flexible blizzards from Enduristan, and you can already see here how some stones were crashed into this. So yesterday the trails were a bit too challenging and a lot of things broke, especially my clutch kind of burned through and it's just slipping now, and we are trying to fix it temporarily, but it looks like it's gone. And so the problem would be that since KTM had so much problems in the past, many dealers here don't have any spare parts, especially no spare clutches. So that's a big problem for now, and we have to figure out a way to solve this. So we are probably heading to Pristina today to get in a rest day, and I also have to clean my camera at a photo shop professionally because it has dirt on the lens. So a lot of things that we have to get sorted, and hopefully we will be on the road soon again. Welcome to Pristina. I'm definitely not a city guy, but we thought we'd come here anyways, even though we were able to actually fix my clutch problem. So I think I'm all good to go, at least for now. And so before we head again to the mountains and do some off-road riding, we head now towards west, so towards Montenegro and Albania, and we kind of try to find some trails in the triangle between those countries. But we thought, why not go and check out this big city? And it really is big, it's very noisy, it's very busy. But so far the interesting part is that even though it's such a big city, the people are very nice, they are very kind. There's not a lot of those weird people that you see a lot in big cities. So that being said, it's a pretty solid city, and we are going to have some drinks and meet up with some guys that texted us over Instagram. and have some beers as it's Friday night. And then tomorrow we're in the wilderness again. So we left Pristina, and an hour later that's our view again. I really like, that's like my personal favorite, is that very bright yellow grass, big views. We didn't find a coffee stop, so that's our goal for today before arriving at the hotel, apart from riding those beautiful trails, is to find a good coffee. Ich kann den noch wegnehmen, aber der ist eigentlich noch gut hier.
Ja, komm noch.
Hä?
Andere Liga, wie du das nicht
Okay, kannst du mir schon ein bisschen mehr geben? 1, 2 und 3. Ja, ist gut, ist gut. Ja. Was hingegen ist, lass du, probier vorne zu fahren. Der Stein ist in der Kette, probier nochmal vorne zu fahren. Nimm den Stein nach rechts lehnen oder vorne fahren. Ja. Das ist gut. So Nico currently has problems with his brake lever, because the screw just fell out, I guess, from the vibration. And now we are trying to find a screw that's fitting in this hole so that we can actually mount the brake again. And so we had to scavenge a screw from a different part of the bike and hope that it's right size. Other than that, we found coffee actually, and now we found a very nice trail. We're so glad we could resolve Nico's brake lever issue, and now we found a nice spot for our, we never really eat lunch, so we just have a little snack and then probably already soon head to the hotel, because it's already 3:30 in the afternoon. But the views here, again, incredibly beautiful. We are currently having a discussion because I feel like I heard a bear down there, and there are a lot of bears in this region. Nico says no, definitely wasn't a bear, but who knows. just a quick tip if you also want to travel light without camping and with hotels. Here in Kosovo, there's a lot of hotels that are not listed on Booking. So also this one, Hotel Felix, it's called Felix Events in Istok. We didn't find on booking.com. So we just went on Google Maps and we saw a phone number there, and then we WhatsApped them and they said they have availability. And so only, I think, one hotel in whole of Istok was on booking.com. We wouldn't recommend Airbnb. There's a lot of places that don't really exist or they don't reply back. But as long as you go with hotels. And for this one here, we paid now 55 euros again for 2 person, breakfast included, perfect night of sleep. So I can really recommend it. For the first time in 12 days, we're not just not warm, but it's for the first time raining. And of course, since I'm a gambler and I saw the weather forecast and it looked dry and sunny, I didn't pack my rain gear. So we are waiting for a few minutes to see if it passes, and if it's not, I guess I have to live with the consequences of getting wet. But it's nice to see some rain again. Yeah.
Aber jetzt den Hahn aufreißen. Hahn auf! Ja, hallo! Hey! Terug! Hallo!
This actually looks like Montana, but it's not. It's Kosovo. And since we've left from Istok, this is kind of like always the vibe. Very rugged and mountainous, but with a lot of fields, and there's millions of trails that you can take wherever you desire. And I love that kind of riding. But it had rained here as well, and the trails are pretty muddy / soapy even, so it doesn't look like it, but at some point we were quite struggling to get up with the big bikes. This is the most beautiful road I might have ever ridden. I mean, the view is unreal. It was absolutely why we do it. The adventure.
Aber jetzt nicht mehr richtig können fahren. Jetzt sind einfach mit dem
Das ist aber abgebrochen. So we have arrived at our destination for the night. It's right out of Peja, and I must say this region, I really like this region. It is beautiful. The nature was so nice. It was like bear territory par excellence, and we've ridden a lot of kilometers today and filmed a lot. So I guess I just end the day here, and we are going to have some nice dinner. So we left Peja behind us, the city where the best beer of Kosovo is brewed, and we hit the mountains again, the same kind of mountain region that we were yesterday, but we didn't finish the trails yet, and we were graveling here on those wide open gravel roads, and then we saw this thing here. So I guess they are prepared for winter up here. Yeah, the Balkans, different kind of people here. We don't know where to go through. This is too narrow. This is an option. We need to get to that road. Or up here is an option. This looks ridiculously steep. Ay, ay, ay. Oi. Oh boy, this is gonna be tough. today. We found such a beautiful, beautiful trail before that wasn't on the main road, but again a very, very little grassy trail. And in the last 10 meters we had to abandon it and go all the way back because we couldn't make it all the way to the top to connect to the road we had to be. And now it started raining, and it looks like we're in Yellowstone National Park, something like that. Crazy. So we are gonna take a detour again, cut to the main road, asphalt road, go to a city to drink a cafe, and then we see if we maybe, if the weather clears up, if we can hit the trail again, or otherwise we hit the hotel. Both fine for us. Ach, es hat Frier. We left Kosovo behind 20 minutes ago and entered Albania again. Already we find ourselves on a road that is marked white, so no wandering like hiking trail or something, but actually a white road. And our tires are being slowly worn down, so it's getting harder and harder to do these kind of things. And the plan for today, we're not sure. We have 3 more days of off-roading, and so we are trying actually to cross the green border to Montenegro and spend maybe a day in Montenegro. Maybe the green border crossing will not work. I will keep you updated. Greetings from Montenegro. At least I think we will make it. We had been crossing a green border here, so we're officially on Montenegrin terrain. And so these trails back here would, according to the maps, lead us down to Montenegro. And it would be important for us because that would mean we would have saved so much time. Because if there is somewhere a road blockade or something that wouldn't let us pass through, which is normal on green borders, so they secure them, then we would have to ride a big detour. And so now we're hoping that that was all there is, but it's beautiful up here. And as you can see, maybe I can zoom in, you probably won't see it, but there's a hill climb, and I think that's the steepest hill climb I've ever seen. I don't know which vehicle can ride up there. Anyways, we are putting up the drone for this mountain. Sorry, I gotta flip the camera again. Beautiful road, beautiful mountain. And yeah, let's hope everything goes well today. So good morning, we are on the road again, or on the trail again. Look at this background. Phew! Yeah, Montenegro is definitely worth it, even just for a 2 days detour. But that being said, yes, it's today and tomorrow, and then the day after tomorrow. So on Friday the ferry leaves. So this is kind of like the last real off-road adventure day, because then we are in the middle of Montenegro and we need to go back to Enduristan, which is middle of Albania. So tomorrow probably a few trails back to the Albanian border, and then we have to be on Friday at the ferry port at 2 p.m. And so there's not gonna be much content from there on. But for now we're enjoying those beautiful lush trails.
Yeah.
And we'll see where it'll lead us. So we have arrived at our accommodation and we treated ourselves with a nice little hut. I can show you. Turn the camera. This is how it looks from the outside. Cute. And now inside. So I guess we're gonna have a good night of sleep. And the trails today we were following kind of like something that was more of, sorry. Somehow my filters broke. Okay. That was somehow just a detour route because we didn't know where to ride through. And I mean, the road is kind of, or the trail is more or less boring, but there's always those little detours that you can take from the detour, like little sections and little just paths basically. And it's more the ski slopes and that kind of stuff. And so that was fun, but be aware. I might mark it on the map. There is a kind of like just a very small wire going across the track, probably in order to keep the cows in. And we almost didn't see it, and Nico almost got as tall as I am, a head shorter. But it was really dangerous, and I'm glad nothing serious happened. Yeah, so we're gonna have dinner again, hit some local restaurant up, and then enjoy the second to last day here. I lost my tail pack, and in that tail pack I had 2 Insta360 cameras, I had my drone, I had my Osmo Pocket, and I had my laptop. I had 5 SD cards. I had everything in this backpack. And on the last day, it's gone. So no video, no memories. Luckily I had my big cam in my backpack. My friends, it is currently 1 week after we have arrived safely at home, and you probably wonder what happened. And so I best start at the beginning of the last day in Albania. On the last day of our journey, so the day before we hit the ferry back to Ancona in order to make it home on the highway, we had the goal to reach a hotel that was approximately 1 hour north of Durrës, so that on the day of departure with the ferry we would only have a very small travel to the port and be there in time, and to just get things right. And so we set off when we had about 4.5 to 5 hours of riding from the center of Montenegro down to our accommodation north of Durrës. And it was basically the only day where we did almost zero off-road riding. We did 1 kilometer in order to take a shortcut at the very end before we were at the accommodation. And so when we arrived at the accommodation, I told Nico that I'm gonna film the end of this video on the beach with the sunset, and so I set off and I thought, wait, I want to capture this moment also with my X5. So I grabbed behind me and I saw that my pannier topper large was gone and everything was in that bag. So there was my 2 Insta360 cameras, my drone, my Osmo Pocket, my laptop, my microphones, all the SD cards, the power banks, everything was gone. And we spent 3 to 4 hours looking for that bag. We rode back and forth and looked in the trenches, but it was nowhere to be seen. So I was devastated. I really was devastated, and I was asking myself, why did this happen? And so we went back to the hotel and we had some dinner, we slept, and in the night there was a huge hurricane almost. It was really it felt like hell on earth. And then the next morning when we woke up, we didn't even have electricity because the storm just made some damages. We ate breakfast and we decided to go and look again for that bag. So we drove very carefully, very slow, when we looked on the sides of the road, and all of a sudden my rear wheel slipped and I found myself laying on the floor. My shoulder hurt, my bike was 15 meters away from me, and I was like, this can't be real. How? Why? What is happening? And so I stood up and I put my bike up again, but I didn't hear Nico behind me, and he was riding very actually close to me behind me. And so I was like, this is not good. So I walked down kind of like the previous curve, and I saw him laying in the curve before. And so with that hurricane or what it was, something had to spill on the road, because we're experienced riders and we had a lot of moments where it was a little bit wet on the road. So we know how the bikes behave, but it was like soap. And so he was lying in that curve before. His BMW was even beat up even more than my Norden. Luckily my Norden was more or less okay. And so we didn't understand the world anymore. I lost my tailpack, all the footage was gone, our bikes were damaged, I hurt my shoulder, and so that's also why I'm wearing this right now, because when I got back from the trip, when I was home again, I went to the doctor and we did an x-ray, and I actually broke my shoulder bone. So I'm glad I made the way back home on the bike. It was probably a bit stupid to do so, but I was just glad to be home at this point. And so when I was checking out my shoulder, I all of a sudden got a DM on Instagram. And it was an Albanian police officer who said that someone brought in a black bag, and he opened my laptop and found my name on the laptop, and so he looked it up on Instagram, and because I have some following on Instagram, he contacted me. And I couldn't believe my eyes, and I read it. And then he showed me a photo, and everything was still there. There was not a single piece missing from that bag that was probably worth around $5,000 at this point. And so I know a lot of people still have some prejudice against the Balkans, especially Kosovo. They think it's not safe for the Albanians, that they make a lot of troubles. It is hands down the most caring, most warm, heartfelt country and most heartfelt people in that country that I have ever met anywhere where I was traveling. So don't be afraid of the Albanians or the Kosovars, because those are the people that are going to help you out of any situation you are. At this point, a personal huge thank you to Erald Doci. He was the Albanian police officer that reached out to me, and all over a big thank you to Albania and the citizens and that person that brought in the bag. I am beyond thankful. And after being home for a little while, I also realized that when we were not looking for that bag, we would have been going that road with a lot more speed, and I would have fell in the same curve as Nico did, and probably I would have had a BMW F900GS with a lot of momentum crashing into me. And so after thinking, you know, about and also what kind of end of this video I was able to produce by losing the bag and by finding it again, and what kind of troubles or maybe also injuries I walked out of because of that bag, I'm also sure that everything does have a meaning, and I'm beyond thankful just for how that whole trip ended and how that whole trip was. It was an enrichment for life once again, and I am so happy to always share those moments with you guys. So I hope that you got inspired to travel, to go out there and explore the world, and I'm happy to connect with you guys in the comments. Let me know where your next adventure will be, and as always, ride safe. We see you in the next video. Goodbye.
Freedom, baby!